When I was saying that Jesus never claimed to be God, I would point to the Gospel of John and I would say, well, John's Gospel was written 60 years after Jesus died. You can't trust John's Gospel. What about the other Gospels? Where do they say Jesus claimed to be God? Well, ultimately I found where in the other Gospels Jesus claimed to be God. It's pretty clear once you read it through the lens of the Old Testament. But I had denied the reliability of John's Gospel because it was written 60 years after Jesus, supposedly. I don't think it is, but that's what people said. You turn to Muhammad's life, the first biography written about Muhammad comes 140 years after he dies. How can I consistently deny the Christian message in light of the way the Islamic evidence works? And so this information was coming to me. I was beginning to realize what I had received was problematic both in terms of its history and in terms of its theology.
So, and James White has brought this up in many debates with you, that if you use reasoning to criticize the Bible, use the same reasoning to criticize the Quran. Be consistent. And that's the thing which made me leave Islam, was when I consistently criticized Islam and Christianity. I found that when you apply the reasoning equally, it's just like we talked about today with Trinity and Tawheed. The words aren't found in either. The theology was developed for hundreds of years in both. These are complex issues in both religions. But bila kaif is not as good an answer as Trinity. And so when you compare these equally and we're consistent, that's where things come to light.
And so at that point, I started praying fervently to God, saying, God, can you reveal yourself to me? Can you show me the truth? And you have to understand, Muslims, generally speaking, don't believe Allah communes with us. Not generally speaking, that's just what Islam teaches. Chapter 48, Surah Al-Ankabut says that it is not proper for Allah to reveal himself to you. He remains behind a veil. So what Muslims expect if they want to hear from God is a dream usually. And this is why I think God speaks to Muslims in dreams around the world, especially Muslims who are praying to receive the truth.